Let me ask you, as a Bears fan, what have you noticed in these last few games that has been the difference for this
Well,
team as far as winning and losing?
I mean, to recap this whole season so far, it's been a roller coaster ride for sure. Because you can tell that Matt Nagy wanted to run his Kansas City Chiefs offense for the longest time. That's why I feel like it wasn't a good fit for the personnel that we had. That's why our 2019 season, even with our like top 10, possibly top five defense, we were 8-8 team because Matt Nagy just refused to adjust the offense to the strength of this personnel. After losing five straight games, I believe, Matt Nagy finally decided to give up the play calling. so
Oh,
so
hold
Bill
on
Lazor is
now.
actually calling the plays, and our offense looks a lot like the ones that you see with the Titans or
Yeah.
the Vikings. You know, we're moving Mitchell Trubisky out of the pocket, and you know we're running a lot more than we used to. So
So let me ask you, Mike, real quick. You mentioned two things right there that thought were interesting. The and I'll start. The first you said, so Nagy gave up the play calls.
yeah, so you know I was like one of those fans that was clamoring for his job. Like
Yeah.
you know NFL, like we said in the beginning, it's a week to week league, and really you just have to adjust your strategies, your schemes to get that W every week. And I feel like Matt Nagy wasn't doing what it was necessary. He was
Yeah.
keep running. He kept running Cordell Patterson,
Yeah.
thinking we can recreate his kind of magical season with the Belichick and the Patriots,
Yeah, but you're
and
not Bill Belichick. That's the difference.
exactly. And you're not Andy Reid either.
And who's
To
calling the plays now?
Bill Lazor, he used to be
Bill Lazor. Okay.
yeah, he used to be the offensive coordinator with the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
I think he got fired, so he had to have
Yeah.
one off year, and Matt Nagy brought him in. And but you know, the Bears fans were saying before even the season began, it's like, what's the point of being the offensive coordinator with the Bears, knowing that Matt Nagy is just gonna
Well,
control everything? So
and
who? Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, my bad. I'll let you finish
yeah.
that.
I mean, who really wants to come to Chicago when you know that you're just coming there pretty much as a Matt Nagy's assistant and not really, you know, even if you have the offensive coordinator title, can you really be an offensive coordinator?
And somebody mentioned in the chat, um, what do you think about the two quarterback system that Brian Flores is running in Florida, in Miami? And it kind of like ties to this question here with the whole Nagy Trubisky versus Foles situation. It's like maybe they could have ran a two quarterback system or something. But to me, I feel like Mitch was always the better option for the very fact that at least you know he gives you an element that's hard to predict, which is his ability to get outside the pocket and make plays with his legs when things break down. And when there's
Exactly.
like, how would you have felt if the Bears went had did like a two quarterback system? Because I mean, I don't really like the two quarterback system. Just to answer the tactical spud question, I don't like it overall, but I like how Flores has handled it in Miami. Tua struggles. I don't let him struggle for the whole game. I don't wait till he's confidence is fully shot.
And
Yeah,
know
I
when
know,
to
man.
pull
And,
them
and,
out.
and he pulls him out, and he said at the very least, my veteran is going to do no worse. And let's just see if the veteran, and then you kind of get the change up, right? It's kind of like a change of pace quarterback, change of pace back, but for quarterbacks. But I mean, ultimately, I think you want to have the one guy be the guy. But let me ask you. I mean, how did you feel about the Foles Trubisky thing? Did you want him to switch? Did you understand the switch? Would you have been okay if they kept Trubisky involved, maybe at least 10 to 15 times a game on boot actions or reaction or just in the red zone?
So for me, I mean, I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to run their offense.
Yeah, exactly.
But as a fan's perspective, just be efficient. You know, I
Yeah,
can't. couldn't watch the Bears losing the game because we couldn't. Like against the Eagles last year, we had like 9-yard total offense in the first half in 2019. Like we dealt with this since like the second half of 2018, and Matt Nagy wasn't successful last year. And once he switched to Foles, like the offense wasn't efficient again. So I kind of initially liked that Foles came in because we won that game. But if we're struggling constantly trying to run, and there's no rhythm to that offense, there's no efficiency to that offense, there's no production from that offense. I wanted Matt Nagy to quickly move on and do the things that work with the personnel that we had, and that's really up to him to figure it out. And I'm just glad that he was able to just give up the play calling, because that's what everyone kind of wanted, because his play call was horrendous on top of our kind of limited offensive personnel. So
this weekend, when the Bears, is the Packers going to Chicago, right? Or it's going to Chicago? So when the Packers come into town, who are we going to be looking at this week that's changed since, I guess, our first matchup earlier in the season when the Packers won pretty convincingly. I'm not gonna lie. What's changed for you guys? Who are we going to be looking at? Who are you excited to see maybe try to have a better game this time around?
I mean, Roquan Smith's been very underrated. If you actually kind of, he's up there with the tackles, and he's been very efficient. He's a rising superstar for us. Although he's not getting the Pro Bowl, I feel like he got snubbed in the Pro Bowl. But I'm excited to see Roquan Smith and the defense, honestly. And I think it's really up to the defense, because our defense hasn't been elite. I feel like maybe Chuck Pagano tends to be a little more conservative, and I feel like doesn't have the edge like Vic Fangio once had in 2018. Because everyone's production's been down for the last 2 years, and I know 2018 was kind of a abnormal year for the defense, having that many turnovers and that much like sack production. Overall, we can't expect that same kind of production every year in year out, but the defense been slipping. I feel like the defense was good up until like the halfway point of this season, but the last 4 games, if you notice, the defense been kind of giving up, and we need to kind of get back to where we're constantly pressuring the quarterback. And I feel like I feel like if we can pressure Aaron Rodgers with four-man rush, I don't think we have a chance. I think Khalil Mack and Hicks, that those guys need to pressure Rodgers, and we do a good job covering Devontae Adams, because he's having a crazy year. And our rookie was starting next to Kyle Fuller. He's injured, so we have backups in. But the thing is, Kyle Fuller tends to stay only on one side. So I feel like Green Bay can do some creative things by moving Devontae Adams around, and they have been very successful at it. So it's really about how we can, So the defense overall has kind of question marks all over the place. We're kind of leaky on the rush defense, and then we have a handful with Devontae Adams having such a great year. So pressuring Rodgers, covering Devontae Adams, I would say, is the key for us.
Puda, you the GOAT, boy.